What's going on, everyone? My name's Tenebris and welcome back to Nightingale. Today I'm going to show you folks how to make an overpowered wood farm, getting you all the tier 5 woods in surplus, as well as offering you the most powerful normal wood farm in the game all in one. But before we get to the farming guide, we need to put together a small build here first. Now, you totally don't have to build an entire building for this. If you have your own method of a portal array, all you'll need are the portals and the realms set up here. But for myself, I like to make a build usually for a portal or a set of portals. It helps me keep things organized in a nicer way and gives me a further reason to build in the game outside of just making my own base. So, personally, I think it's got twofold benefits. And I think the build turned out really nice here. I'm trying to build in a rural Japanese style in the game, so I made the tutor as a fake shoji wall, then blended in Bhutan and pagoda to really send home the vibe. There's a bit of weird invisible hitboxes in here. I think my building style is becoming quite experimental as time goes on, but I think the looks are what really matters here. But either way, while we were building this, we fit in 3 portals, so we'll now set them up and the realms they lead to. In order to get this started, you'll want to craft a few sets of Ascended Antiquarian cards, as well as each biome. I made 3 of each biome and then 9 Antiquarian cards, and it worked out pretty well here. We're going to be resetting realms to get an optimal setup, so you'll want your cards prepared in advance. To start, we'll play our Swamp and Antiquarian cards and generate the realm on extreme difficulty. From my findings, the higher the difficulty, the more likely you are to have clusters of high-level trees. Then, right when we pop into the realm, we'll climb the portal. This will give us a good vantage point to check any nearby tiered trees. Our goal is to have a few tier 5 trees spawn in a cluster. You'll want to use your spyglass to get a good look at each group of trees. It could be a bit hard to tell with the mess of leaves, but you'll be able to tell more so from how much yellow is in the cluster. If there's a lot, you're good to go, and if there's a little, there's likely only one tree. If you don't have 2 or more trees in a nearby cluster, you'll want to reset the realm until you do. 1 tree will do if you just want to get this done fast, but if you want to be able to have these woods in mass quantities, you'll want at least 2 or more to double or triple your rates. With the swamp wood here, I proved to be rather unlucky. It took 4 resets to get a cluster of 2 near the portal, so it took roughly about 20 minutes. But even if it does take you an extra reset or 2 to get a good setup, it will pay off for hundreds of hours of gameplay. Once we've cleared out any potential hostile creatures, we'll then clear out all of the lower tier wood from the cluster, stumps included. Once you're done, you should have your 2 or however many more trees clear and accessible. We'll then put together a rather simple shack. In this video, I'll show that you could go as in on these builds as you want, or keep things incredibly simple for a fast and easy setup. And after putting this together, I like it. Simple, and it took less than 10 minutes to build with the new buying from traders feature in the menu. Then we'll put down a bed and storage. All we need is a normal basket here, as stacks can go up to 10,000 items now. So in one basket, we have like 160,000 individual items. And for the bed, we just aim to skip the night if we ever show up in the realm when it is. So a simple bedroll will do. Then we'll place down an estate cairn to keep hostile mobs from spawning around the building in a rather decent radius of about 150 meters as a bit of a guesstimation. We'll then head off to the Bay Tower, and on the way, of course, I've found a group of 3 trees. But the thing is, this is quite far from the portal, and that travel time is unnecessary, as I'll prove shortly here. So we'll just forget about these and move on. Once we complete the tower, we'll play the lumber mill card to double our drops, on top of the already doubled wood rates from the Antiquarian realm, and we'll push that even further with Oberon's bounty. And from here, your farm is complete in the swamp. We'll chop our trees and leave the stumps, then regrow them for infinite wood, getting 32 wood per harvest. In just one go from these trees, you have enough wood to make an entire loadout of weapons. And soon you can start to have so much of these tiered woods that you can use them for building without a worry if you ever run dry of normal wood, which you won't ever have happen if you follow the guide for the forest mill setup. Now for our desert lumber mill, we'll again play an ascended antiquarian and then use the desert card as our biome. And with this and the next setup, I think I got pretty lucky with the spawns. This desert cluster had 3 trees with 2 additional trees nearby on the first spawn. So now we just need to put together a rest and storage space for ourselves. For this one, I went super simple. The desert let us find these trees quickly, so I figured let's not waste any time on the build. A foundation, 4 pillars, roof, then some stairs is all we'll need. And again, we'll use a basket and a bedroll for rest and storage. Then we'll head off to the tower and clear that out. Play our lumber mill card, and then chop trees and regrow them to our heart's delight. With none of the other trees in the way, no hostile mobs with our respite setup, our storage nearby and maximum rates, these are nice little farms to come to every once in a while playing. Now for the last logging mill we'll set up today, we'll come off to a forest for our forest wood as well as our plain wood, combining them together for a hyper efficient farm when it comes to stocking up on building materials. And for this one, yet again, first try here, we got 2 trees right beside a forest, and then a rather large forest up on the hill for a massive harvest when we need to. But this one's relatively easy to get, unlike the 5 desert trees where that was genuinely lucky. The odds are in your favor in a forest realm to have your tiered trees near or even inside of the forest. After we've cleared out the excess trees around our tiered ones, as well as bushes and sticks and stuff, we'll build ourselves a quaint little cottage on the beach here. I've been doing so much oriental building and planning, it's nice to take a break and get back to a more typical style of building just for a bit here today. We'll again put in a bed and storage, and the storage for these builds isn't meant to be permanent. It's more like an intermediary spot. You can use it to dump any of your heavy materials you have on you currently to free up more space for gathering wood to give your follower. Then use them to cart it back to your main abeyance realm. I was running short on daylight here and hadn't gotten my respite down yet or the card played, so I pulled a bit of a crazy move, climbed a structure to fly to the top of the tower, and made it home in time to stop any bounce spawns from happening. Speed builds are nice to have in a pinch here. So now with the estate down and after a good night's sleep, we can get to chopping wood, till we literally cannot move anymore. The sheer quantity of wood you get from setting up an antiquarian realm with a lumber card and oberons is mental, and has given me enough wood in a single day to build literally the rest of my seaside city here. It's insanely overpowered. Now for some final pro tips for chopping a large amount of trees. When you cast oberons, just do a single level. It reduces how much durability you use from casting, allowing you to chop more trees before repairing, and will keep your oberons active for every tree you chop, as a single charge gives you 2 to 3 swings based on your magic score. Then, when regrowing, try to aim for patches of trees, as regrowth will use the same amount of durability no matter how many trees are hit by it, but uses a decent chunk of durability per cast, so it's more efficient to get 2 to 3 trees at once with this spell. And there we go, folks. With 3 simple portals, you have access to infinite wood in a extremely timely manner. I've only farmed normal wood for maybe at most an hour and have nearly 6,000 wood to use. If I went and used the big forest up on the hill, I'd probably have even more. For tiered wood, I won't be needing any of it for a long while, and also this gave me a fun yet productive project to do here in the game. Things are going to get crazy here though. I believe I've found the keys to the back door here, folks, and soon we'll be piecing these farms together in such a crazy way. So stay tuned. Next up, we'll be building a stone and ore farm, opening the doors to new realms and new possibilities. Maybe consider subscribing so you don't miss a thing here on my channel with Nightingale, but for now, thank you for watching, and I will catch you all in the next one. Until then, peace.